Is it actually possible for a heart to hold too much affection, while we often celebrate deep devotion as the ultimate goal? There is an invisible threshold where a beautiful bond transforms into a heavy burden. True intimacy requires a steady equilibrium to thrive, yet when our feelings become a tidal wave, they can drown our sense of self, leaving us feeling stranded and powerless. When an attachment consumes every corner of your existence, it stops being a gift and starts being a prison for everyone involved. Here at Looks Fine Inside, we're peeling back the layers of these intense emotional webs to understand where passion ends and unhealthy fixation begins. By spotting the difference between a supportive partnership and a stifling obsession, we can build connections that actually fuel us rather than drain us. Based on psychological research, let's look at 6 indicators that your devotion has crossed a dangerous line. First, consider the weight of your thoughts. It's perfectly natural to have someone special dancing through your mind throughout the day. However, there is a specific point where daydreaming becomes a mental hijack. Dr. Susie Farrell, a noted psychologist, points out that if your preoccupation with another person starts paralyzing your ability to handle your daily responsibilities, you've entered the red zone. You might find yourself unable to finish tasks because you're busy dissecting a single text message or searching for a secret code in a casual comment. When your brain is stuck on a loop of analysis, you aren't just in love, you're being held captive by your own focus. The second red flag is a shrinking world. Unhealthy devotion often acts like a vacuum, sucking you into a state of total reliance and social withdrawal. You might notice that you can no longer choose what to eat, what to wear, or how to spend your time without seeking their approval or ensuring they are right by your side. At the same time, your other relationships start to wither. Friends and family members are pushed to the sidelines as you pour every ounce of energy into one person. As psychological experts Dr. Karen Snosky and Kristen Karan-Sheehan explain, a vibrant relationship should act as a launch pad for your independence, broadening your horizons rather than forcing you into a corner. Beyond isolation, there is the collapse of personal boundaries. When affection turns toxic, the line where you end and they begin starts to disappear. Dr. Aaron Benz suggests this usually looks like a complete surrender of your own needs to accommodate theirs. You might feel a crushing weight of responsibility for their mood, or feel an obligation to fix every mistake they make. In this state, your self-respect is often traded away for their comfort. True companionship requires 2 distinct individuals who respect each other's autonomy, not 2 halves merging into a blurred, unrecognizable whole. This is why we focus so much on self-clarity here at Looks Fine Inside, because you cannot have a healthy us without a functional you. This leads directly into the danger of self-abandonment. According to clinical social worker Terry Gaspard, the moment you stop tending to your own growth, hobbies, and wellness, to serve someone else's whims, you've lost your balance. Love isn't meant to be a sacrifice of your identity. It should be a mirror of the care you already provide for yourself. If you don't take the time to step back, reconnect with your own passions, and enjoy your own company, you'll eventually have nothing left to give. Another major warning is the tendency to put on blinders. Loving someone to an extreme often leads to overidealization, where you actively ignore or justify behaviors that are actually harmful. Research from BetterHelp indicates that making excuses for disrespect or mistreatment because you're terrified of being alone is a hallmark of an imbalanced dynamic. You might be so enamored with a fictional perfect version of them that you refuse to see the reality of who they are. To stay safe, you must maintain a grounded perspective. True affection doesn't require you to tolerate damage. It requires the courage to see the truth even when it's uncomfortable. Finally, pay attention to the emotional volatility of your life. If your internal world feels like a relentless series of peaks and valleys, your attachment might be the cause. When your entire sense of worth is tied to another person's validation, your mood will crash the moment they are distant. A secure connection shouldn't feel like a high-stakes gamble. It should be a foundation of peace and mutual support. Love is meant to be your safe harbor, not the storm that keeps you awake at night. It is vital to frequently audit the state of your heart and reach out for perspective if things feel off balance. Whether it's a mentor, a close friend, or a professional counselor, getting an outside view can help you reclaim your well-being. At Looks Fine Inside, we want to hear your story. Have you ever felt your devotion turning into a trap? What was the moment you realized things had gone too far? Share your experiences in the comments so we can learn from each other.